It's a great day to be alive, where we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. Hi, I'm your host, Lenoria, and today we're going to talk about AI and book publishing.
Yes, we are.
I have Annette with me, who I'm going to introduce the right way. And I just want to thank you, Annette, for being on the Rumble and Roar podcast.
Yes, it's been a pleasure so far. We haven't even gotten started.
Yeah, I know. We've already been talking, y'all, so we crunked already. It was stuff that y'all haven't seen yet, but it's okay. So I just want to read a little bit about Miss Annette. Annette Johnson is the president of All Right Publishing and the founder of All Right Production, Inc., a graduate of Florida State University. Annette holds a bachelor's of arts in communications with minor in journalism and psychology. She furthered her education by earning her master's of science in journalism from Florida International University with a focus in English, with a large-scale experience as an educator in communication and journalism. When I tell you guys, journalism is your passion.
It is. For
me to read this, and I'm thinking about what I read, you love journalism. See, I got a lot of questions. I don't even know where to start. What made you want, what made you want to be a journalist? And how old were you? Mm-hmm. You know, because this looks like you've been doing this a minute.
I have. When I was in high school, I wrote down my goals, and it's crazy.
High school,
and I'm living them. I put that I knew I was going to be, because I have a rhetorical gift, right? I'm great with words, and so I was going to either be an attorney, or something in communications. And I was led to in college, and I saw people all around me change their majors constantly, because people are just finding themselves in college. We're allowed to do that. You're figuring out, no, I don't really want to be a nurse. I never changed my major, not one time, which kind of helped me because I graduated early. But with that said, to your question, when did I know I want to be a journalist? Mm-hmm. Always. When I got to that campus, I knew my gift is communication.
Wow.
No, it wasn't communication. And at the time, Florida State had given their journalism program to FAMU in exchange for the law school, which is the strangest thing in the world. So Florida State got the law school and FAMU got the journalism program. So for me to take my journalism courses, I had to get on a shuttle every day for 4 days a week and go over to FAM and to take my courses, and then afterwards to come back to take the journalism courses. What
inspired you? What made you, I know you started in middle school, but what did you see? What did you see to say, what inspired you?
That's an excellent question. Barbara Walters.
Oh my, now that's a good one.
Barbara Walters, but I knew that Barbara Walters was who I was in another demographic. Okay. she is who I was. We had the same gifting. We had the same interests. And then when Oprah came along, I could identify even.
They inspired you.
Oprah sealed the deal for me, because now I saw a black woman prominent in the same type of role, right?
Yes.
This interview interest, because I care deeply about the human story. And so, yes, I was able to, Barbara Walters. In fact, I did my master's thesis. Barbara Walters was all through there. And then Oprah she just sealed the deal for me. I was like, look, this is what I want to do.
I was going to say, she did say middle school, but something had to inspire you, and those are really good inspiration. Those yes. two, Barbara and Oprah. Oh my gosh, and they are both up there. Yes. So that's why you're the way you are.
That's right.
I read about you. Yes, we don't get into it. My first question: can AI? We're going to talk about AI and book publishing.
Okay.
And the writing. And I actually, because I'm trying to jump into this, I usually say what the title is, and I didn't even say it. But it's okay. I'm bringing bringing it back, guys. We're going to talk about AI and book publishing today, and you're here to help me with that because you're a journalist and publication. Okay. So can AI write a book from scratch with only a subject prompt?
It absolutely can. You're still going to have to give it, because it's not going to write a whole book from just one prompt. You're going to have to do other prompts to tell it, okay, now write about this part of the book, all right? So it's a series of prompts that it can generate a book.
Does it still relies heavily on authors' input?
Yes, and here's the thing. AI does not, it doesn't have human intelligence or emotions or the human experience. So AI can give you a book full of information.
Yes.
What you're getting is information.
Okay.
And a person has to make it a book.
I have a question later on, and I want it. I'm gonna when I get to it, I'm gonna tell you that what you just answered is pretty much that question.
Okay.
So let me see. How unique is AI generated text? Could you do? Could two different writers use the same tool, end up with nearly identical passages?
Yes. And
that's terrible, isn't it?
No, but it's not going to ever be the exact same. It'll never, AI is not going to replicate itself. So you're not going to get the exact same, but it can be very similar. Very similar. That's why it's so important on the how. In journalism, we have the 5 W's, which includes H, which is a how, but how you use AI. AI can be a great assistant, but in terms of the input, it needs to be original input. Yeah.
It just seems like AI is just taking over a lot of things.
It is.
A lot of things. My who was it? My daughter, or is it my son? One of them said AI is going to be the death of us because they're going to just take over and they're going to rule it. And I was like, don't say that. Don't say those things. But they said AI is everything is into AI. But the book part of it is, I know that I heard that there are certain things that if AI is involved, you can't do, and we'll get further into that. And
the law.
The law and stuff like that, because you know it. Okay, what's the best way for authors to work with AI as an assistant in editing and refining, as a brainstorming partner for ideas, or as a full co-writer? I think that as a brainstorming partner for ideas, I think that's that. What do you think?
I love that question because remember going back to our how, I mean, it's here and it's not going anywhere. Mark Zuckerberg I saw him in an interview recently. He and Elon Musk, they are not Grok, they are not going anywhere with this. AI isn't going anywhere. Stop it if you think it is. How we work with it now in terms of your question.
Okay.
Brainstorming. AI is not a brain. It uses patterns of human input. So you need to give it something.
Okay, so that's why when I was reading this I was like, okay, as a brainstorm partner for ideas, I'm thinking that you're right. It's not a human, and we have to put information in for them to feed us information.
That's right.
But I'm thinking that they could help us. Like if I have an idea in my head and I, give it to them and they can help me with it. I think that they're good for that. But as a full co-writer, pardon me, to be a full co-writer, I'm just like, how can because my books, I'm thinking that, and I just can't. I'm just stuck with. I know I did all of my writing. I didn't have any help from AI. I didn't do. I had my own illustrator and all of that. So, do you use them as a full co-writer? Do you think?
Here's how that works.
Okay,
and again, it goes back to the how. How do you work with it? Brainstorming, great, because what it's going to give you is all of the ideas from around the world and that is similar to your topic. So it's going to spit those out. But say you have an original idea.
Yes.
Just all. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
What are the pillars of a good marriage? Respect, communication, trust, money management, all of those things. It's going to spit those things right back out and summarize them and do an excellent job. But say you, who've been married for a while, have, you notice or you say, wait, no, I noticed that this aspect of marriage is not dealt with, or, that's where you can input that and have AI expound on it. So how can it be your co-writer? Yeah, if you're bringing some original ideas, not AI makes mistakes.
Yes.
I've used it for research once. Oh my God.
I've never.
I was so embarrassed.
Okay, go ahead. You used it for
a research, and the research was, but I'm pretty thorough. I caught it before hand, but I said, because let me check it. I did share it with one other person. That's where the embarrassment came in. One other person. And I was like, yo, it was, but at that point, I don't trust it at all anymore like that. I look up everything. So can it be your co-writer? And I'll say this, in all due respect, I've had people, women generally, come to me that have no skill at writing, but they have a great idea for a book.
Okay.
And they give me the title. I said, wow, that is a great idea.
Right.
So they were like, we can just do it via AI. And they give me their whole AI text. And I was like, okay, so what part of this
it's going to be yours.
And it's not. And so what I've had to do over and over is go back and interview those individuals to try to pull out an original thought and then expound on it within the AI text that they generated.
Yeah.
And so was the AI their co-writer? I would say in those cases, yes, they are their co-writer.
Yes.
So yeah.
I mean, and it's just, guys, it's her opinion and my opinion. It doesn't make it right. It's what you, to each his own. Do you think that it's good to use an AI as your co-writer?
Absolutely not, because absolutely not. If you're going to use AI to help you write a book because you don't have the information that you need or the time to research, whatever reason, and you want it to go right, it's still your responsibility to go behind the AI, ChatGPT or Grok or whatever.
That's what I use, ChatGPT.
Right? And so you go behind with that information it just produced, and you get in there, and in journalism, it's called humanizing. I'll never forget, you write an article and you're just spitting out facts. A man shot a woman. So you're just spitting out facts. On 4th Street at 4 a.m., a man shot a woman who was carrying groceries, and those are just facts. Now, when an editor tells you to humanize it, it's the same thing we're saying too in what books. Humanize it.
Okay.
Do we know how anybody felt? Are there any human emotions? All we got was a list of facts.
Gotcha.
It's not humanized. So it's our job, once it spits out the information, to humanize. If you're gonna use it for original text, it's your job now to go and humanize it. You understand? Because all I have is basically facts.
So when we watch the news, and that they're not. Of course, they speak the facts, but they're also humanizing it to make us.
Absolutely, to emote.
You know what? I would have never known that. I would have never known that if you hadn't told that. I'm just.
That's why they go They will go to the furthest lengths to stick a mic in front of at any juncture during a tragedy. They're going to find a human being who can interpret either what happened or to tell us their reaction.
Why did she say that, guys? Because my husband and I, we're watching the news and the first thing we see them do It's like you just said. Put it in front of
Oh, they're
someone.
gonna stick a mic in front of someone.
Oh my gosh, why do they choose the worst people on the planet to go to?
What is it? There's
But it's right.
I don't,
Y'all saw all of these other people over here ready to tell their story. You want to go to the person that has
How many-
one tooth in the middle of their head with their hair standing up on their head, and they look like they just. Why do y'all do that? Why?
Well,
It's
well,
not right.
how many-
And that's a funny,
no,
guys.
no. But how many people with a lot of business about themselves will really sit down and they have business about themselves?
Yes.
Are going to stand around and watch what's going around?
No.
Okay, so more than likely,
It's the ones that like that are there.
yes.
Okay. So,
So-
we're not trying to be mean or I'm just, and I was making a funny, guys, but my husband and I, we talking about it all the time.
Unless
but
you're
right.
personally vested, that was your son, daughter's nephew.
Exactly.
One or two people are going to be standing around if you're personally vested, or you don't have a lot of time. you don't have a lot going on.
You are so right. Sort of even like at a car accident.
That's right.
If I see a car accident, it's like, why is this traffic so daggone long? Guys, keep moving. And everybody is trying to look, and those are the ones that we can't, I don't want to give anyone a label or say anything bad, but you're trying to be nosy and look at stuff when I'm trying to get to my destination. Just let me get around you. It's not that I can care less. I hope that everything went well in that. I hope nobody got hurt. But I need to get home. But some people will stop and be like,
They are full on. I need to know what happened. Girl, did you see? Oh my God, did you see? And
or trying to videotape it.
oh, that the videotape. Now the cameras have created. Now it's funny you say that. The segue our point. We talked about being personally related to the tragedy, or they have a lot of they're just nosy. They got more time. But now there's a third individual that just stepped in. One that's seeking clout. So they pull that camera out because they know that they have an opportunity to post it somewhere.
Gotcha.
And they can get a reaction, and they can get a following, and they can maybe even monetize that
Yes.
video.
Okay.
But at the end of the
That is
day,
so true.
you have
That is
a person that didn't exist prior to this, because now you have a kind of a business-minded person, or who are, it's not even, sometimes people chase clout for fame, and there's no money behind it. So yeah, there's that.
Yes. Okay. How unique is AI generated text? Oh, I asked that one. Okay. What's the best way for authors to get with AI as an assistant in editing or refining? We did that one. Why didn't I change this? Okay. I'm going to get my life. I'm going to get it right now. Right now. I forgot to switch the thing. Okay. Since U.S. copyright laws doesn't currently protect AI generated work,
right.
how should authors safeguard their books if AI played a role?
So first and foremost, excellent question.
Okay.
I want everyone to know that if you write a book using AI, there is no copyright protection. You cannot file at the Copyright Office for a book that you didn't write. It is illegal.
Oh my.
On a moral level, it shouldn't even be a consideration. But if in fact you're discovered, and a lot of the new technology with the distributors, whether you use Amazon or whomever you decide to use to distribute your book, they're on their platforms. It asks you straight up, did you use AI for any part of this book? And sometimes they give you the check mark options, text, illustrations, references. It asks you to go ahead and disclose it up front and be honest.
Okay, that was going to be one of my questions. But go ahead,
so to be honest, and then I know for some of my authors, they do an AI. One of my recent authors, he did an AI disclosure. I use AI to generate, and so there's an AI disclosure on his copyright page. He went ahead and said it.
And do they have a number or something when they do get it copyright to know, let the people know? Because I have numbers and I don't know what they.
That's your certificate number.
Okay.
It's just a certificate number. It's like
Okay.
your driver's license number.
Gotcha.
And so at the end of the day, you can't file for copyright for a book that you generated or images that you generated. You shouldn't
No,
want
not
to.
through AI.
Not through AI.
But you can through your own Illustrator if you had your own. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But here's the thing with AI. If you are a great editor, I consider myself one, if AI generated it and you're able to go in and basically use AI as your inspiration for ideas, but then you're able to go in and make it your own, then you can file
That's
copyright.
different because you really did not use AI. You just looked up some things that you could actually feed off of.
Well, yeah, because
Maybe?
there are times. No, there are times where what I do is I love writing, so I put my original text in AI, and
Okay.
I'm great at editing, so I'm kind of editing as I go to, and I tell it the prompts. AI is very prompt based, so it is prompt based.
Okay.
So a prompt is what you tell it you want it to do. I say lightly edit this. I don't want you to rewrite anything for me.
Okay.
That's in my world. Do not rewrite anything.
Okay.
And what I found in my author's books, I tested it out on chapters. So what it'll do, even with a light edit, you say lightly edit this for coherence or greater coherence or clarity. And what it will do is take out information that it deems that was either superfluous or redundant, stuff that adds character to the book.
Okay.
Say the author said, I screamed at my mother because I didn't like the way she treated me as a child. Well, it'll take that out because it was like, and it'll paraphrase it and be like, the interactions between
Me and my mother was not very comfortable, so we did, yeah.
And that's not human. That's not human. People read books. I want that quote. I want that original quote.
Chat GPT, I use that now, and when I'm writing a letter, because they do reword things, and I like it because it'll turn it into words that I don't normally use.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I pretty much like it. Do you like that? Do you use that, or do you think it's a good tool?
I do because no, I do absolutely.
Okay.
Emails, letters.
Yes.
It is the thing. Why would you not use it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would you not?
Because I was gonna say I don't use AI, but I use that.
But
So
you
it
use
is AI.
you write it. You write the original letter though.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
not you telling it write a letter.
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's your letter.
Yes.
Here's the thing with AI though, and I want to say this to everybody: grammar and punctuation. It will not. You still can. Will it generate a run-on sentence? Oh, does it love the? I always know because I'm an editor.
Okay.
When things are written by AI because it has patterns. The M dash, that long dash, it puts an M dash where a comma could be. It puts an M dash where a semicolon could be, and it just overuses that M dash, just that long dash, to give you a parenthetical thought. Like this is an additional thought to that sentence. So it does that and it wears it out. It starts sentences with and but, which has been acceptable for some time. Back in the day, it wasn't,
Yes.
but it's been acceptable. So to your point with your letter, will people on the other end who use AI a lot detect it? Yeah, but it's no disrespect to you. It's just we just know.
Yeah.
That AI generated
Yes.
this.
Oh, you'll know that you can kind of tell the difference maybe.
Absolutely.
But because I always write my own letters in my own words, and I'm seasoned like that. I don't want to say old school. I write it, but I do use the
To edit it for you?
no, I just do the GPT. I do that just like I did a letter.
So when you write the letter, what do you ask? What is your prompt that you tell?
Okay, sometimes because it'll ask you at the bottom, it'll ask you, would you like for this to be professional only? Would you like for it to be professional but something else?
Right.
And I usually put, professional, and if it's something that I want it to be humanized or whatever, you can choose that, and they'll put those two together to make it seem it's a calming letter. It's not a, or just a professional,
It'll help you with the tone.
Yeah.
Do I want to make this more casual?
But you know what? To me, what helps me really good with it is because there are words that it uses, and the way that they word it is really good that I don't that's not the way that I talk, and I would not know to write it that way. But it will. I could write it, but it doesn't. And I like the way they word it. That's
I agree.
But like you said, to get on there and just say, okay, GPT,
GPT.
GPT, just write me a letter. I have never done that, and you know what? I'm going to actually do it just to see what it looks like, because I don't even know what it looks like, because I'm always doing my own.
Well, again, it uses patterns. It uses programming, human programming from people all over the world, millions of interactions a day, and it is great. It is high speed pattern recognition, and it spits it out. So no, the language, it improves the grammar. For a lot of people, it's just the greatest blessing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like I said, it is and I will say this to everybody, Chat GPT and Grok and all, they are your partners.
Okay.
They are your
Okay.
partners. And for basic writing tasks, to me, it's fine.
Okay.
That's I'm just telling you, in terms of books and things, I've seen people use it to do text messages. Write me a text message. No. Send a text message to, and Facebook now. To wish somebody happy birthday, you can click help me write this, and it'll give you a better way to say it. So it's on the case.
Like my kids say, their AI is taking over, y'all. It's taking over. Oh my goodness. Okay, AI sometimes provide outdated or incorrect information. How should authors fact check and verify AI assistance content? How can they do that?
That is, and people don't. Between making grammatical mistakes, usually punctuation related, and sometimes, but it's getting better because they we're on chat. I think we're in GPT-5 now. The programmers get better and better at it, but in the meantime, will you get outdated? It is searching the web, and it's searching the user input. When you put a prompt in, it's searching the web and the user input to give you back information. If all they have is access to old information, that's all they're going to get. That's what you're going to get.
Yes.
So it is incumbent upon the user, especially those in professional environments, that you are going to have to check the information. That's the only way. I mean, they've done most of the work. All your job is to do now is to check.
The illustrating part of it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay. Two of my books are children's books, and one of them is a novel. So the novel doesn't have the pictures in it, but my children's books does, and I did have an illustrator, and all of my pictures are unique. They are, he thought of them, right? I am looking at books now today where, and when I go to conferences and people are, they're signing their books, there are pictures in there, and that you can kind of tell that they were AI generated.
Of course.
It's not a bad thing, because I think they're really cute.
Yeah.
They're really cute. And I thought about it. I was like, because months ago I went to a conference, and I was like, it was a couple of people there, and I was like, how do they get these pictures to look like this? and who is their illustrator? Not that mine is not. I love Nick. Nick Curry is my illustrator. He was there for both of my books and the rest of the ones that I'm going to write. Hey Nick, shout out to you. But I just I just wonder, will they? The pictures that they get, some of them, the pictures look like them, they make the AI person make them, their pictures look like them. You think that's a good thing, or?
Illustrations, children's books, original illustrations have two things tied to them that have locked a lot of people out from being able to produce that children's books and other type of creative things for youth. One is the money. Usually an illustrator can charge anywhere from $150 to $600 per illustration.
Yeah.
It's super expensive. Super expensive. So it locked people out, right? They
Yeah.
couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
It locked people out. Number 2 is copyright.
Yes, because mine is.
Okay. Any illustration or graphic created by an individual in the United States of America is owned by the illustrator.
Is owned by the, yeah.
You have to be.
No, unless you bought it from them, right?
Or you have to come on an agreement to.
Oh yeah, the agreement is, if the agreement is there,
Yes.
if the agreement is there and you paid them and said, okay, once you
You're gonna
make this
release
picture
this
from
rights.
me, yeah, you release your rights to me, and then, because that's how mine are.
So those have been 2 prohibitions.
Yeah.
Because people who have been able to pay for it, still the illustrator wouldn't always sign over the rights to that. So you had to say you come up with a great character and somebody wants to do a TV series on it. You gotta go. They can't. They're not dealing with you. They have to go to the illustrator.
But see, and that's why with mine, with my book, Annette, my illustrator, when I said what I wanted, and he is so good, he did exactly what I wanted and the way that I wanted them. And we had an agreement, we have contract, and let him know that I will be the sole owner. You will have no rights, no anything to my characters.
Once I pay you,
yeah, once it's over, it's over. Yes, and so they're all mine. And people have been calling. I'll let you see this later. People have been calling about trying to make some of the cartoons, trying to make my children's books out of cartoons and doing certain things. And that's one really good thing where I won't have to go through anyone, a third person or anything, because everything is mine.
Okay.
So,
and that's again. The graphic artists who understood that and the illustrators who understood that, they weren't always willing to sign over those rights. But
right. A lot of people aren't.
But with AI. But what I love about illustrators too, you can always work with them. So the ones that understand business a little bit better, you can give them royalties.
Yes.
You know, you can split royalties
do that as well.
with them as well. So there's a lot of different arrangements. But in terms of AI has liberated. You can write a prompt, generate an image of an African American girl that's 3 years old based on this illustration that you just uploaded, this picture, and I would like her to be blah, 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 and it will generate it. And guess what you didn't do? You didn't have to pay $300, $600.
That's true.
And you don't have to.
Oh, there are pros and cons.
No, there are pros and cons.
Yes.
And there's nobody to debate for rights. Is your illustration.
Right.
So it eliminated those 2 things. But as you said, there are pros and cons.
There are pros and cons.
As you're feeding it, somebody in Utah could have a similar. You're not getting unique. Again, it operates on patterns.
That's right.
So you can open a book and be like, that looks like mine.
It's so familiar.
Yeah, because it generated it based on. That is the scary part. The unique, from a human illustrator, you get a unique design or image, and that's it.
And then, you know what I love about my publisher, which is BookLogix. I've had 3 books done with them. And when I tell you, they make sure they cross their T's and dot their I's. They're asking, when I send a picture in for anything, do you have an illustrator? Is this an original picture? Is this that? They go through the whole works asking you about this picture and did you are you the owner or do you have the rights to it? I had to show them everything before they even put it all in there. So I really love the way that they make sure that I won't do the wrong thing. That my illustrator, and they had to get all the paperwork. That's all I'll tell you. So I'm just really, I'm glad about that. But I just wanted people to know that when you are doing AI things,
and you can't copyright the AI images.
Oh,
the text you cannot. Just like with the text, that again we talk about pros and cons. There's no copyright on those images.
Okay. Right, but all of my images are copyrighted because they're original. Yes, images. But I'm just saying, yes, you are so right. Like we were just saying, it's pros and cons, and those are the cons of copyright because of AI. because you can't, do those things. You can't copyright. You can't do a lot. It's just I'm not going to downplay it because it's still a wonderful
it's still a blessing.
thing.
Oh,
it's
yes.
a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But you can't. Certain things you just cannot do.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Do you see AI as a threat to professional editors and writers, or as a tool to expand opportunities?
Wow, the finance part, the money part. Okay, will people be out of jobs?
Yeah.
If I can tell it to go edit my work, I've written it, and I can say, hey, I just need you to edit now.
Yeah.
Will that replace a human editor? There's something in publishing I want everybody to understand. There are different types of editors. There's like 5 or 6. You got your developmental editor, you got your line editors, you got your copy editors, down to proofreaders who do the very last leg before it hits the press, or after the proofreaders do that. Each one of those people have a specific skill. The copyright people, they fact check and grammar.
Okay.
Woo! And they stick to a style book.
My first novel, I had to go through an editor. Oh my gosh.
But here's the thing that, again, pros and cons.
Okay.
So, yes, will you have it cleaned up better than probably the grammar that, better than you could do? And without, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, there's that. Just like with the images. Did you just get images? Yeah, you got what you needed.
Right.
But here's the part that you don't get. You don't have anybody saying to you, hey, Lenoria, that character, you don't have a character arc. This character doesn't have a character arc. You have a flat character here. What are you gonna do? You don't have, that's a developmental editor. Those are the beauty of those minds. They're a mix of marketing plus publishing, understanding publishing. They understand the process. They they help you develop the text.
Okay.
Now, can you ask AI, give me your opinion of this text? Will it spit out an opinion? Absolutely. Based on the program. No, based on the programming of millions of other people. Oh my gosh, yes. But if I say to you, hey, your husband in this book, when he said this to you, what did you say? You're not going to get that back. It is not going to help you develop.
You can't, because you have to give it to them to be able to tell you.
Yeah. Right. So at the end of the day, what are we missing here? You're missing someone who is skilled enough, like a coach. Can AI coach a team? It's the same thing with developmental editor. They're like a book coach. No, it's the same thing as a book coach. Can we take coaches out of football and coaches because we got AI? No. We're talking about the same thing, a coach. A coach, basically a developmental editor is a book coach.
Yes.
Can we a writing coach, and to get you to things? Well, we need to. I've had to tell writers to, baby, I know you want to tell this story. I know you're ready to share it with the world. But I'm telling you, the world is going to judge you so mercilessly. We might want to take that out. Or always I say, let's say it this way. Is AI, let's say it this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And AI can massage those things for you. It has the ability to massage it. At the end of the day, that person's lived experience, they can talk to you back and forth. Well, I didn't say this part. Maybe I can add this in. And you're having a dialogue with a person. And then you can say, oh instead of it coming from you, let's have it said from your niece's standpoint.
Yes.
And so you can have that with a human being. That a developmental editor for a serious writer writing novels and a serious nonfiction thing, I don't see how you seriously not working with an editor.
Yeah.
Grammar and cleaning up, again, and AI makes mistakes. A run-on sentence, I'm like, if you don't take this run-on sentence, if you don't get this sentence out of here, and the ways, but honestly, will it clean it up that you wouldn't have cleaned it up? Yeah, for an average person. So no, it does some of the heavy lifting.
Yes.
It does some of the heavy lifting, but it takes talent to go back in there.
And I like that analogy that you used as far as a coach and, coaching a football team. Yeah, you could probably get a robot in there to do certain things, but is not going to be like a live coach in there doing what he needs to do with those children, right?
That has had experience.
Yeah.
That can say, hey,
Yes.
that knows the shortcoming of little Joey.
And know why certain things are going on with him, because that robot will not. I went to a restaurant. It was a hibachi restaurant, and they have and I forget the name of it. They have the robots coming around.
Waiter.
Yeah, and they're taking your order, and I thought it was so cute. But I said, Lord, AI. AI. Okay. Should authors be be wary of companies promising to publish within 24 hours? An AI book within 24 hours. How could they do that anyway, though?
So, and let me tell you, it breaks my heart because publishing, one aspect of it is vanity, because there are people that want to be authors. They're not writers, but they want to be authors. So there have always been hustlers to take advantage of those people.
Yes.
And it's always been, since the printing press, there's always been people in place to take advantage of people who desperately want to be something. Perhaps they're not, but they, so these people, the new people.
And this is their opportunity using that AI. It's like, hey, I'm this, I'm that, but that old school, not old school, I'm not gonna even say that, but that really deep down doing the work, and so, without an AI person is the real deal.
Think about somebody's motivation it's more about vanity. They see an ad like that online on any of these platforms and they say, hey, I can get a book out in 24, because the person speaking never mentions AI. No, they don't say AI. They just say, hey, you can get a book out in 72 hours, whatever it is. Work with us. So you pay them that money. They put those prompts in AI. They get the book out, and you have a book. You said you wanted a book.
Right.
And for the most part, it's information.
Yeah.
It's information.
Yes.
You said you wanted it. It's done. Yeah. And you've lived out some kind of dream.
Yes.
And so, did it satisfy the thing? I guess for that consumer.
It satisfied them.
Yeah. For that consumer, I guess it did. They can walk around saying they have a book.
Right. Right. Well, that is true. Okay. Is there a legal or ethical obligation for authors to disclose if they use AI in their books?
Currently, by law, no. There's not currently by law, no. But
if you're knowledgeable, you're knowledgeable, because if you know, you know. Some people like you and I, we can kind of look and tell if something is pretty much AI. At least I can with the pictures and stuff. Because I can, when I look at a picture and I can see that it looks similar to something I just saw.
Yes.
And then what in it? What?
Because you can't. Even you're looking at this.
And I'm not a professional, but I can. Sometimes I get the book. Like I said, I went to a conference a couple of months back, and I'm looking at the books, and I'm not downplaying this, so please don't take that to the left or the wrong way, guys. It was a beautiful book. It was a children's book, and I love it. And I actually purchased one from the lady. I like it. She had a lot of things going on with it. But when I did look at it, I said, okay, this is AI. But it was a good book.
At the end of the day, if you have an ingrown nail and you need to figure out how to get an ingrown nail, do you care if it was written on a papyrus leaf or on an AI book or on a you just want
it out.
You want it out.
Okay.
You need the information.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Okay, can the original idea, text and graphic provides by the user by sharing with another AI user?
Oof, that's a heavy one.
Is it?
If you have original, listen to me, if you have original content, an original idea, they can have that trademark, that R behind it, original story, original sound, music, original image. You need to understand that they are using everything that you input for a training. So it's training the machine, and it becomes part of. Will they share your information verbatim? No, it's not. It doesn't. It's not going to do that. But will your information be part of? Say I uploaded something on about potty training children, and you own a daycare, so you go online and you say, hey, I want to write something on the best way to potty train children. will my information that I uploaded in a whole nother state and a whole nother day, could it be part of the pattern or information that is provided to you? Absolutely. Absolutely, it could. Verbatim, no.
Okay.
Verbatim, no.
Yeah.
No. Verbatim, no. But will they use my ideas to inspire somebody else?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay. Books. This is for the audience because we know, but I just want them to hear it from you. You know how you have a fiction book, a nonfiction book. Can a book be fiction and nonfiction?
I mean, it's just like a movie, guys. Yes, the answer is yes.
That's the answer.
That's
yes.
the answer. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Can you? In fact, I have told some of my authors in the past. Some of their stories are, whoa. People have lived very, very traumatic lives. And to protect the people in their lives that are either prominent or prideful, whatever the issue is with those people, they're not ready to share their part. I tell people to fictionalize it.
Okay.
So take your story and let's change the names. Maybe we change the city and tell your story because the people around you. But is it the truth? It's the truth.
Right. Okay, well, the answer, you are so right. The answer is yes. You can have a fiction and a nonfiction book. A single book can be blend both fictional and nonfiction. Often refers to as a creative autofiction. That's what it's called, autofiction or a nonfiction novel. And I didn't know that.
You didn't? Okay. Well, I mean,
even though my dad going, my novel is fiction and nonfiction. Well, and the title I didn't know. It's called autofiction.
Well, can you use AI now can AI be used to generate fiction like that?
Now, see, I don't do AI. As far as my book, everything comes from me.
So to stay on, if we were to say, AI can generate a book that's based on whatever you input.
Okay.
Whatever you input, can it create this autofiction? Yes, absolutely. Can it be? Interesting and yes, it can be interesting and it will create dialogue. AI will create dialogue as well.
You know what, Annette? I know that a lot of people probably they might know this and they might not. But a fiction, if you really think about fiction, you're thinking that it's the facts and it's a true. But fiction is a made-up story.
Yeah, fiction is untrue.
Fiction is untrue. But I thought, before I got into the being an author, I thought fiction was the truth. But it's not. Guys, fiction is a made-up story. And both of my my children's books are fiction.
Right.
And a nonfiction is true life accounts, guys.
Right.
It's true life. And that it just sounds so backwards because nonfiction, you were thinking it's non-true. I mean,
I never thought about it from the author's standpoint because I know it so well. But you know what? That is actually a good point for a lay person, for a new person.
Yeah, somebody that don't do books or don't know author. You're thinking that because before I actually started from the beginning, I'm thinking nonfiction. That means it's not true, which is opposite, guys. It's a true life story. Okay, I just wanted to put that.
No, it's a good thing because I never ever thought about that before, but you're right.
And so I'm almost at the end. So all the books they have a Library of Congress number on there.
They should. Everybody
mine do.
Yeah, Library of Congress. You should file for a Library of Congress control number.
Okay.
An LCCN. All depending on who your publisher is. Some again, there are people out there willing to take care of desperate. I don't care what industry it is.
Girl,
if you're desperate, I don't. And this is just a life principle. If you're desperate, there's somebody willing to take your money. The same is true in book industry.
Yes.
Will they skip steps? Yeah. You said you just wanted to be an author, so you pay your money, and now your book is on Amazon, and you should be happy.
Okay.
Who cares if you have a Library of Congress control number? Because You know, that in their mind, because they've satisfied the consumer.
Well, I wanted it all, so I went to the very best. At least I feel that they are. My publisher, Book Knowledge. I'm gonna have to put it out there. I'm gonna have to say Book Knowledge.
Book Logic.
That's right. I said Book Knowledge because they give me so much knowledge. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Book Logic. That's who published all 3 of my books, and I'm going to put their information at the end as well as yours with your company. And Book Logic is 1264 Old Alpharetta Road in Alpharetta, Georgia, 3005. You guys, if you want a book published, please check out Book Logic. They are, look, I'm going to talk the way I talk. They're thebomb.com. They are really, really good. They hand carried me. They made sure everything was right and everything that I need, everything that I need. They made sure that they didn't do anything unless it was all put together the right way. So if you need anything, please, I will leave that information for them as well, and your information. And then when I tell you, is there anything that you want to add, that you want to tell my viewers and our audience, what you feel and think about AI or book publishing?
I think, and that's a good question.
Okay,
good end question. It's imperative that everybody who will listen to this discussion today understand how this technology can help you. The pros and cons. That's all I say to everybody. There are pros and cons.
Yes.
Make a decision. Understand what you're getting into. You might want to do a hybrid where you have a human being and a little of the technology. I think that's the best scenario, but you want a professional human being that is experienced that can help you. I've had throughout the years, I can't tell you how many people go, my cousin has a degree in English. Well, English degree is about style over necessarily substance. Journalism is focused on style and substance. But I digress. In terms of your question, what did I want to add? It is to make sure that you, in this internet environment, there's so many scammers.
Yes.
And just because they have a beautiful website and a beautiful office, I'm telling you, I've been doing this almost 30 years. People scam. I don't know their motivation. I'm not a scammer. People scam people who are desperate, who don't ask a lot of questions. So ask as many questions as you want. But a lot of it is on the internet already.
Yes.
You don't have to. You have either a video, you have a blog, you have AI answering questions. You can go into a meeting with a publisher now, like really asking them if they have a college degree.
Yes, and make sure that you get your knowledge about AI and other things when it comes to publishing, or have a good publisher like Book Logic, because if you don't and you don't know, you might have that book published through AI or whatever the case may be, and you might want to come back later on and do something with that book, and you're not going to be able to do it because you went another avenue with it. You know what I mean? You might want to have it like copyrighted, but you can't because it was AI, and you didn't know that if you used AI, you can't have it copyright, right?
Right, absolutely.
Okay.
You can't copyright. Well, the parts of, for copyright, and I don't want to get into that. Okay, copyright, you can, when it comes to music, it's even more complicated. But when it comes to there's authors that do the text. Then there's the illustration part. Then sometimes the publisher who published it may own it, so they have to copyright it. So copyright is very nuanced. So you have to sometimes just ask an attorney or Google and to figure out what you're doing.
Right.
And the price keeps going up. When I first started, it was $25 and $35. It's $65 now.
Paper is going up.
Yeah, $65 for the copyright.
Everything's going up.
So prepare yourself for that. It is the last step. One of the things I warn my authors, they do it. When they come to me because they want to protect their stuff. I get it, because there's, like I said, so many scammers. My stuff is already copywritten, so I'm not worried about sending it to you. Let me make you understand something. If you change a words, it's improved, enhanced, you have to copyright it again. So the Copyright Office is involved in protecting what what it's given. If you modify that text, which most people, you're going to work with an editor,
Yes.
whether it's AI edited or a professional editor. So it's going to be different. So I've told people, just pay it twice then. If you don't have to pay for copyright up front. There's a way to protect it. This is a conversation we'd be here much longer. So I'll just say there's a way up front to protect it with an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. If you're handing over your information to anybody, you have them sign a non-disclosure agreement, agreeing that they're not going to disclose it, use it, sell it, do anything. If they do, you sue them because they've signed that paper. That way, at the very last step of publishing is the very last step before distribution is copyright. That's when you same for a song. You want to make sure you got all the sounds, all the musicians.
Yes.
Everybody gets their credit, and it's completely done.
Yes.
And then you pay for it. You don't say, I have an idea for a song, do a little jingle, and then no, it's the same thing. You wait till it's ready. The pie is baked. And then people eat it. Same with the book.
That's
the
right.
pie is baked, the book is baked, is ready to go. Now we do the copyright. But that is something I'm glad somehow we got to that conversation.
It's okay. It's okay. But we got there.
We got there.
We got there. Okay. Oh, guys, I want to thank you, Annette, for being
you're
here.
welcome.
You're
Thank you
so
for-
knowledgeable, and I'm so glad that you shared the knowledge that you have with everyone. I will leave her information at the bottom of the screen. And as always, feel the rumble and listen to the roar, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.